Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Pac-Man World playthrough, and today I have a special guest. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Spacey McSpacer. I make my own YouTube content, and I also have my own Twitter and stuff like that.
Nice. Yes, I will have a link to all that in the description of this video.
Yeah, if you're a fan of him, he has definitely tagged me in order to figure out what videos he's uploaded, and I've done the same for him. We've kind of been buddy-buddy for a while now.
Yes, we have. In fact, anyways, why don't we progress to the next level, shall we? As the next stage is Barrel Blast. So
Yeah, it's one of the clown stages.
Yeah,
those are pretty much the best in terms of like platforming.
Yes, I agree. I'd say in terms of aesthetics, though. Well, yeah, in terms of platforming and aesthetics as well, these are probably some of the best levels. I also really like the space levels as well.
Yeah, I also really love the factory levels as well.
Oh yeah, those are great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I think the factory and the clown levels are definitely the best in terms of platforming. Those are the best levels in the game.
Yes. And the final levels, the
graveyard.
The graveyard. Those do a pretty great job with level design.
Yeah.
But anyways, so Spacey, as I asked the same two questions with the last with the last guest, you're a pretty big Pac-Man fan, right?
Yep, really big.
Yeah.
Been a fan since like around 2011 or so.
Yeah. And what would you say your favorite game in the series is?
I would definitely say Pac-Man World 2.
Yes.
In terms of platformers. In terms of maze games, I would definitely say Arrangement 1996.
Arrangement.
Those are like my two favorites.
I haven't gotten around to playing Arrangement yet, so I need to get around to that.
It's actually very, very fun.
Yes.
We should like do a co-op run one day, like on an emulator, like Dolphin.
Right. Yes. That has multiplayer, right? I forgot.
Yeah.
Nice. All right.
Yeah.
So we got the chrome power up here that's used to pretty good effect in a lot of the levels, but anyways, but yeah, the clown worlds, they really do a good job of like with the set pieces and overall platform placement as a whole.
Yeah, this especially the clown world's the only one that really uses the rev roll as well.
Right. Yeah.
Like, compared to World 2, World 1 uses the rev roll not as much.
Right. Yeah. I remember there was one particular hold on. But yeah, I remember though I'm not sure if it was this stage or the following stage afterwards, Spin Dizzy, but there was one particular set piece, with the one with like the giant hammers.
Yeah.
I remember I was like doing like just a regular playthrough by myself, and one thing on like a non-recorded playthrough, and I actually encountered like a glitch where like I believe I was in like in proximity with the hammer. Like, I'm not sure what it was. Like, it was collision, something to do with the collision detection, where I ended up sending me flying into the sky, which was yeah. You had that happen to you?
And no, not really.
Okay.
It necessarily happened to me yet. It may happen though once I decide to get back into Pac-Man World again.
Right. Yes. Right. I don't know. I'm not sure how common something like that happens. Maybe it might happen here again. I don't know. Depends on my luck. Anyways, once more, yeah, these are probably two of the best stages in terms of like platforming as a whole. I guess I'm probably gonna get all the pack letters.
Yeah.
Because they seem to be pretty easy in this stage to get.
Yeah.
I may assume that the key is probably in this stage, but I don't know. One thing I do feel that World 2 does improve upon is the ledge grabbing mechanics.
Yeah, it's way more consistent in World 2. The
Yes.
only time where it doesn't work is when those falling platforms in the lava levels.
Right, yeah.
It's so annoying in the lava levels in World 2 where you just try to climb up, and it just repeats the animation.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of like one of the areas where it's one of the few instances. I don't think it's necessarily bad platforming though, that particular set piece.
Yeah,
it's just that it could have been like coded a bit better, but ultimately it's one of those things that like when you like work around, you can actually, it's not that bad really. Yeah. I do feel like that's one thing that I've heard some people kind of like over exaggerate on, because it's not really that bad of like a
same thing goes for like the slide level. You know that slide part in World 2 where you have to do the curve.
Well, that's a bit more.
I would just give a tip to anyone who is stuck on that slide in World 2 is to use the D-pad.
Right. Yeah.
That makes it like way easier.
Yeah, I haven't never thought about that actually, but or never thought to do that. Ah man, the maze sections of World 1 and their obstacles that block your path.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Compared to World 2 and even World 3 these mazes are frustrating as hell.
Yeah.
They also work differently than how World 2 and World 3 did it. In World 2 and World 3, they work like the original game. No, you get one hit and one life. Like in World 1, you can actually take multiple hits, and if you lose a life in the mazes, they count towards your actual life counter, which is super annoying in my eyes.
Yeah. Well, at the very least, it does kind of save the trouble of like being kicked out of the.
Yeah, just imagine being kicked out of like in World 2 or World 3. That would be frustrating as all hell.
Yeah, especially with all the obstacles and whatnot. The prototype footage though, when the game was called Pac-Man 3D, it showed Pac-Man being able to jump in the maze sections though.
Yeah,
remember that?
Like how Pac-Mania did.
Yeah.
That would have made the mazes like a whole lot easier.
Yeah, that would have made it that would have made it work with the whole with the way the obstacles are designed.
Yeah, it feels like they just took the mazes from Ghost Zone and then just poured it into Pac-Man World with no consideration on the changes they had to make.
Right. Wait, Ghost Zone had mazes?
No.
Oh, you mean you mean Pac-Man 3D?
Between Ghost Zone and 3D.
Right. Yeah. I like this particular set piece where it's just the where it's like, I don't know how to really describe it. It's like the platform is like going in opposite directions. Well, like rows of platforms, but each row goes in like an opposite direction against the other.
Yeah. It's really cool. I think.
Yeah.
And you know what? While we're here in like Pac-Man World, let's also talk about the GBA version of that game. Because that's the most interesting version of a game I've ever seen. They ported a 3D game, not even designed originally for like 2D sprites, and then just put it on a system which isn't capable of 3D. It works as well as you would imagine, really.
Right.
So did a good review comparing the versions, and it's a real downgrade, if I do say so myself.
Yes.
Miss Pac-Man Maze Madness also made it to make it to the GBA, but that worked way better because the game wasn't nearly as relying on 3D.
Exactly.
I think Pac-Man 1 should have been put on the DS, since that system was kind of like the PS1 in a way.
Yes. Or if we're talking about like Nintendo consoles, it's kind of like the 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 N64. Yeah, I don't know why my mind blanked on that. But
like I can specifically like remember that certain games like Rayman DS was basically just the N64 version of Rayman 2.
Right. Yeah, I kind of forget about the amount of different times that Rayman 2 gets ported. You know.
Well, yeah, it isn't like too much in grand scheme of things, but it's got ported a lot.
Yeah.
Like it managed to get ported to both the DS and 3DS.
There was like a mobile phone port, right?
Yeah, there was like an iPhone port.
Huh.
And let's not forget that the GBA version of Rayman, that the GBA, N-Gage, Digiblast, and mobile phone versions of Rayman 3 were just basically like Rayman 2.
Right.
That was odd.
Yes.
But it kind of sucks that they just based the GBA version of Rayman 3 off the Rayman 2. Because Rayman 3 is overall just my favorite game in the series.
Yeah, Rayman 3 is great. Yeah. Yeah, Rayman 3 is a great game. I think it's one of the instances where like a platformer going for like a combat focus actually kind of worked in comparison to.
Yeah, I think they should integrate both like the platforming and the combat in like the same area.
Right, yeah, because there's still an emphasis on platforming while you're fighting your enemies.
Yeah.
And not to mention the different like enemy types, you know.
Yeah, compared to something like Vex or Tai 3, Rayman 3 manages to keep it varied while not making it like boring slog. Like the biggest problem in games like World 3, Tai 3, or Vex is that the combat gets repetitive over time.
Right.
Especially once the enemies become damage sponges.
Oh yes. Although with World 3, there is one tip I would make for like the combat. The Rev Roll, it is like it's actually the most powerful move you have outside of like the moves you get from the power-ups.
Yeah.
But alright, so we got the key. So, yes. We have gotten the key, which means we will be able to unlock the family member who is trapped here.
Was Pac-Man Jr. in this world?
Yes. Well, no, I'm not sure if it's Junior or it's Baby Pac.
I think it was Baby Pac.
Yeah,
it was
Baby Pac. All right, I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna risk it here, and I died. And it's the one cylinder set piece, cylinder platforming set piece. If that.
Yeah, and the GBA version, I think the rolling platforms were not cylinders.
Right.
Can't exactly see the footage, so thus I can't exactly comment on what it looks like.
But I'd say though I do like a lot of the sections involving those hovering platforms. You know, the ones you have to use the Rev-Roll on. I forgot the name of those.
I think they're Rev-Roll pads.
Rev-Roll pads. That's what they are. Yes. They're barely present in World 2.
Yeah, they were only present in, like, one level in World 2. I think it was one of the lava levels.
Yes, it was, Volcanic Panic, which is a pretty underrated level. I think the lava stages
I think the lava levels get way too much flack from people because of how difficult they are.
Right.
Like, I can at least understand Anubis Rex of Pac-Man World 1 getting flack because he came way too early in that game.
Right.
And some of the attacks are unpredictable. But I've seen people rage at the Clyde boss battle from World 2, and I'm just like, that boss battle was somewhat easy. Like, it's still difficult. It's still the most difficult fight in the game, but it's sort of easy once you get to know what's going on.
Exactly, yes.
Like, I see people just going like, how do I dodge the bullets? Even though, like, the bullets fire in, like, a
particular
and then go slightly off.
Yeah.
Like, you could just someone stand there and just dodge them all.
I would argue that's one of the better bosses in the game, actually. So we have finally beaten Barrel Blast. I think that's the name of the stage. I don't know. And we got all the Pac-Dot letters, so now we can progress to the next stage. No, not the progress to the bonus stage. I meant to say, yeah. Oh god, oh fuck, fuck. This is the easiest one. How is this possible? Ah. Oh well. Oh well. Nonetheless, we have obtained the fruit we needed to get a couple of extra lives for. So
Also, are you planning to get like 1,000,000,000 points or whatever to get that red key, that special red key that unlocks every door in the game?
No, I'm not actually like trying to 100%. I'm just trying to like get as much as I can. You know, this is like a more casual playthrough.
Yeah. But it's still interesting that they managed to put like a door, like a key that manages to unlock every door in the game.
Yeah.
I still find that rather interesting.
Yeah, I'd say that's a pretty nice addition. At least a nice little extra for those who bother with 100% completion.
Yeah, especially since Pac-Man World 1 seems to really put the emphasis on the score more than World 2 and World 3.
Yeah. Alright, next up is Spin Dizzy, and depending on how many times I die on this stage, I might have to edit a bit. Yeah.
Don't worry, our commentary will hopefully ease the pain of dealing with this stage.
Yeah, yes.
And we talked about the rest of the World games, but what about World Rally?
Yes, World Rally is great.
It's probably one of the most underrated in my eyes because I see many gameplay footage and people are just bad at that game. Like, they don't drift at all and they don't boost on, like, when the curves happen.
Right.
Like, the game becomes way more fun once you realize that because you just gotta get a lot more speed and such.
Exactly, yes.
So I do think World Rally still has its occasional moments of being a little unpolished.
Iffiness, yes.
Yeah, I mean this was around 2005, 2006, 2007. That was when Namco was at its most shakiest.
Yes.
I mean, and this was developed by a third-party studio, Smart Bomb, which also developed that Snoopy flying game.
Oh, really? I gotta check that out at some point.
Yeah, same.
Yes, World Rally. That's a great one. I'd say it's technically the last Pac-Man World game, you know.
Yeah.
Outside of the platformers, it's the last game to use the world, name. So.
Yeah, what I find very weird is that the 80s era had its own 80s cartoon, and Ghostly Adventures had its Ghostly Adventures cartoon.
Yeah, but
Pac-Man World didn't even have a cartoon.
Yes.
I think it would have the most potential as a cartoon.
No, yeah, totally.
Shown that Pac-Man's voice is probably the best in that game.
Yeah, no, I mean, while playing through replaying that game recently, I thought to myself, damn, this would make for a great cartoon.
Yeah, Pac-Man isn't nearly as mean-spirited as in the 80s cartoon, nor as annoying as in Ghostly Adventures. Like, Pac-Man Ghostly Adventures is like, whoa, time for funny me moment, and it's like,
right.
No, Pac-Man, it's not funny me moment, it's adventure moment.
There is no meme, only death.
Yeah.
There's only
World 3 Pac-Man has the right amount of seriousness.
Yes.
That's how I would imagine Pac-Man's character to be, really.
Yeah. I mean, aside from the poorly made sex jokes, I would say World 3 was pretty decently in character for Pac-Man. I fell and died.
Yeah, I mean, people treat it like he's the worst interpretation of Pac-Man ever when there's way worse.
Right.
So, yeah, Pac-Man isn't even the worst character in the game.
No.
The four ghosts.
Right, no, yeah, totally. They're so, out of character, it's...
Yeah, I mean, they go from somewhat right with Blinky and Pinky. I also referred to this before. I personally prefer this to the original and current names, not the error that happened.
Right.
I think Blinky and Pinky are fine. Just me, I think I really did like Pinky. Well, maybe it's because I'm New Jersey myself, but I like Blinky's Jersey accent. He's like, come on, and I just love it.
I mean, I'd say it kind of fits the character.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but Pinky and especially Clyde are so out of character, it just boggles the mind in my eyes.
Yeah, Yes, because they made Inky dumber than Clyde,
Yeah,
which
that's just like so odd. And there's
yeah,
also Irwin. Irwin's just like the most out of place character in the entire series.
oh yes, I mean
And you know,
to be
I
fair,
think
oh go
yeah,
on.
yeah. I mean, I feel like Spectral Fiend should have been the main villain instead. He's
Yeah, I
twisted enough. He's twisted enough to look different and look like a villain, but he looks like he can actually fit in the Pac-Man universe.
yeah no they kind of just threw him away like after
Yeah,
the
like the
first
best
half of
moments
the
in World
game.
3 are the way or the fights you have with him.
Yeah, you don't. Thing is, you don't. Yeah, we never really like get a fight with him though per se.
Yeah,
It's more
yeah,
so
it's more like
he sends out
yeah,
like
spectral monsters. This
spectral
is like the
monsters. It's like the Robots Circus or like Robot Storm and Sonic Heroes
yeah.
in a way. If you think about it, you know. But like you never like actually like fight him though. It's just kind of like it feels
Yeah,
like that maybe they were planning more for the Spectral Fiend, but ultimately they
yeah, yeah. They could.
scrapped that.
Hell, he was so underutilized that I feel like in World Rally they replaced him with like Pac Devil, despite the fact that Spectral Fiend could have been the perfect like anti Pac-Man. But
Right.
yet they in World Rally they put
This
they put
weird.
Pac Devil in there, and everyone's in there, so it's like they could still use World 3 characters, but they didn't put
Right.
Spectral Fiend. I mean, I think Pac Devil is probably the most useless Pac-Man character. He's on the level of Metal Mario, of just being a character that exists to fill in a roster.
Right. But yes. Yeah, I mean, I'd imagine like Spectral Fiend could have like made for like good like as like a boss fight. Like that game could have World 3 could have utilized more bosses if anything
Yeah,
because the first and I mean the two bosses we do get in that game are practically the same bosses.
yeah, and they're pretty repetitive as well.
Yes.
Like, you gotta roll the pad up,
I
and
mean
then we just gotta stop, and then you gotta do the next one,
I
and
mean
then
to
you just bash, 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 bash.
yeah, I mean to be fair they do kind of it does kind of tie into the whole idea of you know kind of like the whole cat and mouse concept of Pac-Man itself. So I mean, in many ways, it kind of, I mean, I'd say the whole idea of the way you fight him is,
Yeah, they just had to add more variety
right, like
into the battle.
more to his attacks. I would say
Yeah,
at the very least, like dodging the attacks the boss throws at you is kind of pretty
yeah,
entertaining. I would at
yeah,
least
that's pretty
admit.
good.
And oh man,
But when I always play Pac-Man World 3, I just get this feeling of this is so undercooked. This could have potentially been the best Pac-Man World game. If they
yes,
like retain the engine from World 2 and expand upon the elements that worked in World 3, they
right.
could have been the best one in the series, if I'm being honest.
Yes, it could have been like
If it was cooked in the oven for like way longer,
yes. Although again, there were like a lot of Namco was going through like a lot of issues during that time
yeah.
during the time of that game's release.
Yeah, and I don't think the developer Blitz games is an excuse either because they developed some good games.
Right. Yeah.
They developed Frogger 2, Zapper, and then there's also the
Yes.
SpongeBob, Creature from the Krusty Krab. That was a fun one.
Yeah, I need to get
There
around
was
to
I think,
playing
one
that.
more game.
Yeah.
So Blitz Games is a capable developer.
Yes. Totally. It's
Like,
just
Have you played any games like Blitz Games?
trying to think. You said Frogger, right?
Yeah, Frogger 2.
Yes, a long time ago. Did they make the first PS1 Frogger game as well?
No. I think that was like a Sony developer or whatever from Europe.
Okay.
And have you, at the very least, played SpongeBob Creature from the Krusty Krab?
No, I haven't, but I have intended to like get around to playing it, you know, at
Yeah,
some
it's
point.
very good.
Yes.
Not as good as the Heavy Iron SpongeBob games, but it's still good.
Yeah, the thing is that game that still like takes into account the Heavy Iron SpongeBob games in like
Yeah.
in some of its gameplay
And
scenarios.
I'm upset that this is the only time where you ever get to play as Plankton in the game, in the entire SpongeBob games, because
Right.
He's a fun character to play as.
Yeah. But yeah, with World 3, it's evident though that they were, from what I've heard,
Yeah, it just was cobbled together at the last minute because they canceled Pac-Man Adventures.
Well, not really that, more so. Well, yeah, that, but also, there were like a lot, like there was like a lot of issues during development as a whole, like, you know, with Namco,
almost going bankrupt.
Yes, and the game, you know, I believe one of the developers once said, that it's a miracle the game actually even came out to begin with, because, you know, around this time a lot of Pac-Man games were like kind of getting scrapped. Like
the state title was in kind of reminds me of what Namco was in 2005. Like, they were both famous developers that almost got bankrupt. Right. And had to be purchased by a studio in order to stay alive. Like, Namco obviously got purchased by Bandai, and Taito got purchased by Square Enix.
Right. Yes. I heard that, I heard a rumor, supposedly. I can't exactly say if it's true or not. But supposedly, at one point, Namco was may have merged with Sega.
Ooh, that would have been interesting.
Yes,
like,
that
Sega
puts a lot into it.
Have a good reputation already with stuff like the Pac-Man crossover and Sonic Dash.
Right. Yes. It puts a lot into consideration. Like, would we still be getting experimental Pac-Man games? Would you know, would the quality of Sonic games be different? You know,
Would there ever be a Pac-Man 06?
Well, maybe you can count World 3 as that.
Wow, maybe.
Maybe. What else? You know, maybe we'd see Pac-Man and Klonoa in those
Sega
All-Stars games. Yeah, that would.
Yeah, you know, I'm shocked that Arrow from Puyo Puyo isn't in any of the Sega All-Stars games.
Yes, maybe
because she's so famous, especially now that Puyo Puyo Tetris applies, but yet she hasn't appeared in anything. The Puyo's have appeared in like the first Sega All-Stars game with the Eye Toy, and Sega All-Stars Tennis, but other than that, it's a no-go for Puyo.
Yes. Dang, I've been dying so much in this stage.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the hardest in the game.
Yes.
You know, if we're not counting boss fights, then this is probably the hardest stage in, like, the game.
Right, yes.
So if we are counting bosses, then Anubis Rex would beat that shit all the way out.
Oh, yeah, totally. It's this one particular section, though. Yeah. It's still, like, really tightly well designed and whatnot. One of the issues with, you know, World 1 is that it's kind of, like, janky.
Yeah, you can really tell that this was made during the 5th generation, where platformers were not as refined.
Right.
Especially not in the controllers. Like, Sega Saturn and Nintendo 64 controllers weren't really designed for 3D all that much. You can even argue that the PlayStation 1 controller is not really designed, even with the DualShock.
Right.
Since only a few games really utilized it. Like, this game and Gex 2, Gex 3 have analog control, but it's like mirroring the D-pad, and that they're able to, like, move slowly forward. Which, there is no need to move slowly forward in Pac-Man World, so...
Right. In general, it's kind of like,
Yeah, you'd have a PS1 jank.
Jank. And, I'm down to 6 lives, so, maybe we can make it. Maybe we can't. I don't know. We'll see.
Also, let's talk about the Pac-Man anniversary, you know? Next month is going to be Pac-Man.
Yes! Yes, it is. It's the next... Yeah.
I was going to bring that up because Pac-Man Championship Edition 2 is free on Xbox One, PS4, and PC.
It is, yes. And I will, plan to at some point, like, stream... I did get it. I have purchased the free version, you know, I purchased it like I believe it was
Like,
it went free yesterday, or did it go free on Friday?
I think it went free on yesterday. I think that was like the first time I ever heard it was going to go for free. I already own the game on Switch with the Plus expansion, alongside Namco Museum on Switch.
Yes.
But it's good to finally see I could finally play with a keyboard, since I honestly prefer playing Pac-Man with a keyboard.
Yes. I haven't gotten around to playing it yet, so I'm thinking whenever I find the time, I might do a live stream where I just play it, I might play it for the first time on a stream though.
Yeah,
I think that'd be
you could also
interesting.
even hire a few guests on there just to at least talk. I mean,
yes.
I would love to see a stream where me, you, XJ Luke, and Marcus just all talk together about Pac-Man.
Yes. Yes.
It would just be fun just to get like 3 or 4 people in the same room talking about the thing we all love.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like a lot of...
Yeah, but also, how do you expect Pac-Man's anniversary to go?
I have no expectations, honestly.
Yeah,
I'm kind
the
of...
only expectations I do have is maybe a collection and maybe Championship Edition 3. Of course, that's still all of maybes, because...
Yes.
What's currently going on in our modern world.
Oh, right, yes. Maybes, yeah.
Maybe I just hope they announce something, even if it's coming like a year later. Like,
I mean,
Pac-Man World was a 20th anniversary game that came out 1 year before Pac-Man's actual 20th anniversary, so it wouldn't be even that unfamiliar.
Yeah, and on that note, okay, we finally got past that section, so maybe I might actually beat this stage on this episode, but nonetheless, ooh, I like this.
I know, yeah. Let's not forget about the At Games lawsuit as well.
Oh yeah,
that happened. Miss Pac-Man.
At Games.
Definitely the kind of corporation that makes cheap shit.
A hive of wretched scum and villainy.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's just they're just one of the many developers that just exploits nostalgia. Like, they're not even like trying to do something new with it. They just exploit it.
Right. They're just, exploiting it for like cheap usage,
Yeah.
But yes. Ooh. Hey, I'm not sure I actually ever got to this area before. Maybe I have, I don't know. Alright. Got the ghost. Anyways, so yeah, At Games fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also, My Arcade sucks as well. Like, they've done a poor, like, My Arcade also sucks because I remember they had a Doki Dawn arcade machine where they put both of the games on there, and then they just stole a fan translation of Doki Dawn 2.
Wow.
Yeah, the world of cheap licensed handheld machine things is definitely a world that no one should go to for their gaming experiences.
Maybe I should
outside like the original classic consoles.
Yeah, maybe I should do a whole video on that.
Yeah, I think one of the most interesting currently is the TurboGrafx 16 Mini. That one has like a few extras. For example, their version of Fantasy Zone on there, on the TurboGrafx 16 Mini, has an updated soundtrack option where they like redo the entire soundtrack.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm probably thinking about at least getting a few of these mini consoles.
Right.
I'm probably thinking about the Super Nintendo one.
Right. Yeah, because that one.
The Commodore one and the TurboGrafx one.
Commodore
maybe
one.
Even the Sega one.
Oh,
I already do own one of those Sega mini consoles.
Wait, there's
At Games.
Not the At Games ones, the one by Sega. But you said Commodore one, like Commodore 64?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
It was like Commodore 64 mini console.
I need to get that at some point.
Yeah, because you can also add your own games onto there with a recent firmware update. That'd be cool.
Yeah, nice. Yes. So with the mini, I never like got into the mini consoles. So like the mini consoles, they have games packed in, but you can also like put in games. Is that correct?
Well, yeah, that's what the Commodore 64 Mini can do, at least
Okay, so
natively.
all right. I believe this one retro game store I go to every like couple of months, you know, when I'm feeling like it. They had a Commodore 64.
Whoa.
Well, I'm not sure if it was a mini Commodore. Yeah, it seemed like a Commodore 64, like a, and like I should have gotten it, but I ultimately
Yeah.
like waited on like buying it, which was kind of dumb
Yeah,
because
yeah. I mean, I was always more of a Japanese computer kind of guy. You know, the FM Towns and the Sharp X6800. Those were
right,
like great for arcade ports. Those are like super accurate. For the
right,
original ports, it's scary, really. Like there are a few Pac-Man games on the Sharp as well. Like there was Pac-Mania and Pac-Land.
nice, Pac-Land, yeah. You know,
Yeah, the
speaking of
game that inspired Pac-Man World, essentially.
yeah, and Super Mario Brothers as well.
Yeah, of course there were several other platformers beforehand.
Before, yes, but
Yeah, like Mario Bros, Donkey Kong, Elevator Action, and I think Bongo. That one's a very obscure one.
right, but what else? Yeah, on the subject of Pac-Land, I was also gonna mention you know, I felt like that should have been in the in one of the arcade games you would unlock in World 2.
Yeah, or probably something more obscure like like if we're keeping this to like PS1 ports, because that's what they all are
Right.
essentially in the World 2 arcade. Probably either Pac-Land or Super Pac-Man.
Right, yes.
Super Pac-Man would be interesting because that still is something that isn't being released a lot in compilations. Probably it's equally as much as Pac-Land, if I'm being honest.
Right. Alright, so we got through the hammer section. Now let's see if we can make it through this. I think we're in the last stretch, but I can't exactly say. But I am taking a bit of an alternate detour, as you can see here, in the from like the background area. You know. But anyways, yes. I believe. So Pac-Land was Pac-Land ever like in any of like the PS2 compilations? I haven't.
No, Pac-Land is not released on the PS2 compilation. It was, I believe, it was, I don't know, it wasn't in Virtual Arcade, but it was released at Pac-Man Museum. I definitely know that.
Okay.
And Super Pac-Man was released on Virtual Arcade and Pac-Man Museum. And, oh yeah, and I think Super Pac-Man was also on Remix and Megamix.
Right. So in that case, it kind of makes sense since the arcade games in World 2 are basically just the PS2 ports of those games.
Yeah.
And like World 2 was, I guess mainly designed on with the PS2 in mind.
Yeah, so that porting the PS1 versions over was easy.
Wait, what?
Like the versions in World 2 arcade are basically the PS1 ports from the original Namco Museum.
Right.
And I believe the Pack Attack at both the Namco Museum 6th Gen and World 2 is a version that was on like an obscure Namco collection on PS1. It's more obscure than the main 6 that were released as the museum. I forgot its name, but
right. Seems like a pretty far jump. Can I make it? Ah.
But anyway, you want to talk about the current state of Pac-Man a little bit more?
Yes, we shall
Because
talk about it.
I feel like we should probably talk about how spin-offs could potentially work in Pac-Man, because I think we could maybe because I feel like Namco could probably use a little bit more of Pac-Man for like different spin-offs.
Yes, because
like I still kind of want a good Pac-Man pinball game. Like Pinball Advance was okay, but they really should have like used another installment. Like they canceled the DS game.
Yeah,
like,
I was about to mention. Yes. Well, yeah, Pac-Man really could like use more spin-offs, but you know, with the way Namco is with their emphasis on the anime games, then
yeah, Animu
games.
Gotta go. Animu.
Gotta go. Desu bullshit something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Jump Force.
Jump Force coming to Switch.
Coming to Switch with 15 FPS. Whoa.
Yeah, let's not port Tekken 7 or Soul Calibur 5. Those are let's not port those, despite being equally successful, if not more so. Yeah, Namco on Switch is so super weird right now.
Right.
They haven't really ported anything. They haven't really ported much to Switch, which I'm shocked by because of how well it's selling.
Right.
And knowing that there's a lot of third parties just jumping onto Switch bandwagon with a lot of older releases.
Want a Klonoa 3? Ha! Screw you! You have another...
I tricked you with that trademark. That trademark never existed.
Yes.
It was just a figment of your imagination.
Now have
game, also a figment of your imagination.
Yes. Now have another Dragon Ball game that reuses the same plot from the anime for the 30th fucking time.
Yeah. Oh, you want new Galaga? Let's make Teddy Galaga. In fact, let's do Teddy Rally X, Teddy Dig Dug, big ass Teddy for every arcade game. Because we like tits.
And I have gotten a game over. So I guess, I don't know, I guess we can,
What a disappointing way to end.
Yeah, oh well. Oh well, not too big of a deal.
At least... I think I would recommend grinding for lives.
Yeah, although with the world, I don't know, since I got a game over, kind of like... Yeah, but yeah, I'd agree, probably like grind for lives. That's what I did.
I think it's way easier to grind for lives in World 2, because there's actually like in World 2 where you could just get 8 lives, die, and get 8 lives.
Yes. If you can see, some of the times when I use like World 2 footage, I play off of like my second save file where I have like over like 1,000 lives. Because I thought,
don't even know what's the max lives in that game. Like, you can store so many lives in World 2 that you basically cannot get a game over.
I mean, at this point, yeah, you're right. I mean, I never get a game over in that game. Comparison to this game where it gets pretty difficult in certain intervals, but with that said, yeah, I guess we're gonna have to end it off here. So but as I said,
interesting commentary.
But yes,
there was so much fun.
Yes, yeah,
I
really.
Seriously hope we can collab on Sonic Unleashed review, because I kind of want to tackle the Wii PS2 version, because that has a very interesting on its own.
Yes. But ultimately, though, as I mentioned before in the beginning, if you, well, as I mentioned before in the beginning, I will have Spacey's channel and Twitter in the description.
So you better hopefully go there, or else I'll break your kneecaps.
Yes, he'll teleport behind you and break your kneecaps. He'll be like,
yeah.
He'll be nothing personal, kid.
And also go play Bravo Man. That's like a fun game. Or watch the Bravo Man cartoon in general. That's a pretty good thing Shifty Look has made when they existed. Probably my favorite thing they have probably made.
But nonetheless, that is it for today's episode. Once again, go check out Spacey's channel. But anyways, until next time, I will see you all later.
Me too. Bye.
Bye.